do in the group business, because it's so different and unique, we offer unique solutions to small employers in the small group market. The thing I also like about it is we do it in all 50 states, plus DC. And you're going to have a hard time finding any national marketing organization that can tell you that they have a national footprint. And I mean that truthfully. Not very many organizations do. Most of them are local and regional firms, and so as soon as you start going across state lines to other states, their plans start to fall apart, especially in the small group market. In the big group market, it's not so tough. So I wanted to spend a little time telling you about how we approach the group market, and then I want to spend a little time talking about opportunities to get more small business employer sales and business opportunities. So there shouldn't be any real shocker that we still believe in stacking health plans for employees of small businesses, just like we do in the individual market. In fact, the reason we stack health plans in the individual Medicare market is because that's how the employer market has always been. They've always stacked plans. They've always offered multiple plans to each individual employee. It's been going on for decades. And when we saw how employers were doing it, we realized that agents were missing the individual Medicare market for much the same reason. But when we're stacking health plans for small business, we're doing basically the same types of things we've always done by stacking a medical as the chassis, as the foundation, and then stacking things like indemnity plans, critical illness, accident, and dental. All of those pieces fit in a small business and can be sold by you, which help you make a great living. So what makes our group medical so different from what other FMOs and other agencies are doing? Well, we prefer the alternative funded or level funded group medical approach versus traditional. So if you're not familiar with level funded, if you haven't sold one, and by the way, we are one of the largest producers of level funded group medical in the industry, and it's all we do. We do not even offer a traditional group medical type of plan that you might get from a Blue Cross, who dominate the states. So why level funded? Well, first, it can provide better benefits for the employee because the medical portion is less expensive than traditional group plans like Blue Cross. And then with that premium savings, we can stack health plans to provide a more comprehensive solution and lower employee out-of-pocket costs, increase employee health plan satisfaction, and improve their retention. Okay, so how is this possible? How can we go in with a level funded plan that has more benefit and less price? Well, I'm going to explain that in just a moment because that's really critical. But that's what we can do. We can offer level funded, and it looks to the employee exactly the same as a Blue Cross plan. It's just structured differently. And because of that, the benefits are better, the networks are broader, the prices are lower. And that gives you the room to be able to stack ancillary benefits that provide a better overall solution. It's also better for the employer because in addition to all of the things I just mentioned for the employer also gets the potential of a refund of their premium. Yeah, they can actually get money back if their group has better experience than they thought. Of course, that never happens with traditional. If your group has few claims, Blue Cross pockets it. If that happens with level funded, the employer pockets it. Of course, it's better for the agent because you can go in with something completely different and unique. You know how many group brokers there are running around in your community? There's a zillion of them. And all they're doing is the same thing. Let me spreadsheet your group with Blue Cross and United and Aetna and whoever else might be in your market. They're all doing the same thing. The problem is they're all on top of each other. So by using level funded, you can talk to that same employer and say, I've got something different. I got a different solution than what your traditional group broker is doing, which is just spreadsheeting all the carriers. Prospecting is simple and easy because of it, because every small employer is a prospect, whether they don't have group medical at all or whether they have a Blue Cross type of traditional group medical plan and are frustrated by how it works. Group gives you an opportunity to be 10 times more efficient because you get to make 10 sales at a time, 20 sales at a time, 30, 50, 100, all at the same time. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but think about how much work it would take for you to get 30, 40, 50 customers all at the same time. And therefore, you make 10 times the commission. Okay, so if this is so great, how do we go about finding the right types of employers where this can really work? So here's the trick, and this is what we have figured out that our competition has not. And what that is that we have figured out that if you have a group with a better than average health risk profile, we can save them money. That's how all this works. So here's the way to think about this. Say you have 100 small businesses and the average is 50. So what that means is that 50 of those employer groups have risk profiles higher than that average and 50 have lower than that average. So the 50 that are lower are going to get a better deal by going level funded. The 50 that are higher are better staying in a traditional group plan. So, what makes a group have a better than average health risk profile? And it doesn't just mean are they sick or are they healthy? There's always going to be somebody unhealthy in a group. But the way I like to think of it is it's not just health. Like, let's say you have a group of 20 people and they're all 60-year-old coal miners. So, let me ask you, do you think those are going to have higher risk or lower risk? Yep. 60-year-old coal miners are going to have a higher risk. Put them on a Blue Cross plan. What about 28-year-old females? What if you have a group of 30 females that are all 28 years old? Well, yeah, they're going to have a higher than average risk profile, even though there may not be any health issues with those 28-year-olds. The reason is because they all have potential for babies, and that's expensive. So that's what to be thinking about. How do you find a group with a better than average risk profile? And the truth is that the groups that have a high risk are actually underpaying for their group plan. And those that are low risk are overpaying. And that's what Level Funded is attempting to solve. Let the sick groups, the high risk groups, go to traditional group plans, leave them alone, or sell them a Blue Cross. And any group that has a lower than average risk profile is a much better fit for Level Funded. And the reason is because Level Funded will ask health questions up front, unlike your traditional plan where you just enroll. So by asking those health questions, we can do a profile of the group and figure out if this is a good fit. Again, keep in mind, 50% of the groups are going to be a good fit. So if there are about 90 million Americans on a small group health plan, about half of the plans that they're on are going to be a good fit, and the other half are not. The sweet spot is really in the 5 to 25 group size, but we can write this thing all the way down to 2. So you can have 2 employees and this can work. Now, again, if you have 2 employees and they both have cancer, stick them on a Blue Cross. Various occupations, industries, and business types can all work. So don't get caught up like, well, we just need groups that are white collar. No, that's not really true. Oh, well, then you just want groups that are black collar. No, that's not really true. Well, we want blue collar, gray collar. Nope. Doesn't matter. It's various occupations, industries, and business types. We're just trying to find those that have a better than average health risk profile. Certainly, we can span across groups that currently have insurance and groups that are just looking to get started. Now, I know that there are other FMOs out there that are big believers in actually taking groups and collapsing them and putting them on ACA plans. And I do certainly understand that approach. It is not our approach. Not a really big believer in collapsing group plans. I think group plans serve a purpose. They work for an employer. I certainly understand wanting to collapse them and put people on ACA plans, but you're not going to hear that from me today. That's not what we do. We believe in group insurance. Understand why other FMOs focus on collapsing of groups and putting people on individual ACAs, but you're not going to hear that here today. So who are the targets then? So it's pretty much everybody, but there are things that we can do with level funded that you may not be able to do, especially in your state, on traditional plans. As an example, we can do carve-outs with level funded. So we had a case not too long ago where there was a huge disparity between salaried and hourly employees, where all the salaried people were making 3 times more money than was the hourly people. So you might say, well, why is that a problem? Well, the problem is the hourly people didn't want to pay for the insurance. So they're scratching their head figuring out, like, well, what are we supposed to do? How do we get group health insurance when we can't meet participation because so many of our hourlies just won't buy it? So with level funded, you could do carve-outs. You could say, look, everybody who's salaried, we're going to offer you this deal, and that way you get your participation met. Can't do that oftentimes with traditional. You can also do location carve-outs. So maybe there's a certain state where you want everybody in that state to have level funded. You can do those. You can even do 1099. You can do multi-state. And there are ways to make participation work in almost any scenario. You can't discriminate, right? You can't say, well, Susie didn't do a good job this year, so we're not gonna allow her be in the group plan. No, you can't do that. It's against the law. But you can do things that can create innovative participation classifications that can get almost any group customized the way they want it. Then when we sell that group medical with level funded, now we've got the money to stack things like disability, life insurance, critical illness, cancer, fixed benefit, and accident. All of these plans are available through our 2 primary level funded partners, Allstate and USA Health Plans. If you haven't gotten contracted for Allstate for group, it's separate from regular Allstate. And if you haven't gotten contracted with USA Health Plans, please be sure to do that. You're going to need them both for this upcoming selling season. I know it sounds crazy, but as you know, that about 40% of group medical sales occur with the January 1 effective date. So just like we weren't busy enough with under 65 selling season and over 65 selling season, yep, employers are pretty much doing the same thing for January 1 effectives as well. So how much money can you make? That's the beautiful thing of this. If you follow this model, it is one of the most lucrative things that you can do. Granted, it takes a little bit of work, but look at the payoff. If you write groups that are 10 to 15 life groups, you're going to make on average about 10 grand. 15 to 25 life groups, about 22 grand. And 45 to 40 life groups, 45 grand. Plus renewals. Yeah, it's really lucrative. And again, I realize working a group takes a little more time, but look at the payoff. All right, so hopefully you're excited about the opportunity in the group market. Let's change gears and let's talk a little bit about where do we go find businesses or employers. Certainly, there are plenty of group brokers that go knock on doors. They'll walk up to some strip mall or office building and they'll just knock on the door. And I know that to be true because I'm a small business owner. I get my door knocked on by small group brokers who said, hey, can I run you a quote? It's not an efficient way to do it. A better way to do it is to create a community marketing hub for small business using our Sam's Club opportunity. So, what is the Sam's Club opportunity? Sam's Club is a retail store. It's a member-only, keep that in mind, member-only store that is a division of Walmart. Sam's and Walmart are brother and sister. As you know, we have worked really hard to staff hundreds of Walmart stores nationwide, but this year we're going to be really focusing on Sam's Club stores as well. So we're looking for agents that are interested in working a Sam's Club store. The beauty of it is that Sam's Clubs are more targeted to small business. Their members tend to be small business owners and higher income than is your Walmart customer. So you're not going to have a bunch of subsidy people versus a Walmart where you are. You're going to get lots and lots of small business owners. And again, there is no cost to participate in our Sam's Club store. You just got to put in the elbow grease. So you get unlimited free leads and free prospects. The products that we're going to be offering is group, supplemental health, and of course, individual for those that inquire about individual plans. We can do Medicare there too, by the way. The opportunity is to accumulate a significant number of clients and prospects without having to do any of the heavy lifting except being there. There's also great training, and we're just about to launch, I want to say in a week, maybe it's a couple of weeks, might be right after the agent conference, a really significant training program that will show you everything from products to systems to best practices. You're going to really want to be involved in one of these stores. So why be involved in the Sam's Club and in this program in general? Well, it is the ultimate community marketing hub for an agent. The reason is because if you're sitting at home and you're wondering where to get prospects, you got to get out there. Now, maybe you got prospects coming out your ear. Great. Maybe you're looking to recruit agents that don't have prospects, Billy. Well, where do you get them? How do you keep them busy? Well, this is a way to keep them busy. Get a store. It's exclusive to the agent. Everyone you meet is a prospect, and it becomes your community marketing hub. It drove me crazy. I was talking to an agent about this last year, and I was like, so, how did your store go? And they're like, well, I didn't talk to enough people. And we started talking about it more, and he was telling me about how he was meeting his other clients at Starbucks. I'm like, I don't understand. What were you doing at Starbucks? He goes, well, that's where I meet my other clients. I go, why would you do that? If the store is your retail community marketing hub, tell them to meet you at your office at Sam's Club. Oh, well, I just thought Starbucks was more convenient. No. This has got to be your community marketing hub. You're going to want to network and collaborate with store staff and management. You definitely want to collaborate with Allstate Auto and Homeowners agents who are going to love the fact that you get to work a store and they can be a referral partner with you, since Allstate is the one who is putting this whole program together. All the tools that you see in these pictures are provided for you, and all of this is no cost to the agent. Now, you do have to make some commitments in terms of how long you're going to work the stores, but there's no cost. So if you're an agent and you're looking at opportunities for prospects, and I hear this all the time, Andy, I need prospects and I got no money. Okay, stop asking me where you're going to get prospects. The answer is you got to have to work a store. If you want to work in the individual market, get a Walmart store. If you want to work in the group market, get a Sam's store. So what are your next steps? And then I'll take any questions that you may have. First, you're going to need to get contracted for the Walmart retail opportunity and Sam's Clubs. You're going to need to get Allstate, USA Health Plans, and ACA carriers for those in the individual market. You're going to need to get trained and Sam's Club certified. Yep, everybody got to get certified in order to be able to work a store, either a Walmart store or a Sam's Club store. You're going to want to put together your marketing plan, and yeah, you're going to have a great selling season. All right. That was a lot of information. Let's take questions. Peter was asking, is this call being recorded? Yep, it sure is. If you haven't been on my YouTube channel, I will just tell you, we really spent a lot of time putting together all of these videos in one place for agents to go back and review things that they might have missed. So whether it's this topic or any other topic, all of it is on the YouTube channel, so please check it out. Andre is asking, Andre, the same thing. If you're looking for a copy of the recording, you can get it on our YouTube channel. All right. Next question I'm getting, can you give clarity on the compensation slide? Yeah, great question. So part of the reason we stack health plans and part of the reason we like using level funded is because it not only provides the employee with the best overall plan in terms of coverage, it lowers the employer's cost, and yet it maximizes the agent's commission. How the heck are we doing all of that at the same time? All right, so let's walk through how that happens. So first is we put in a group medical plan. And the group medical plan, the level funded version, is going to have a lower price point. Commissions on a level funded might be 6%, it might be 7%, it kind of depends a little bit, but around the 6 to 7% range. But then by saving the employee money, you can stack ancillary products that pay commissions that are like 20% or 30%. So your overall commission is going to be higher. Your client's going to get more benefits, and your employer is going to save money. The 10,000, 20,000, and so forth just takes an average commission that you would make on a stacked group medical plan, multiplies it by the number of employees and dependents, and that kind of gives you a ballpark. Good question. Veronica is asking, is there a fee for the USA Health plans? Nope. It used to be like that. And agents would get kind of discouraged about working with USA Health plans, but we've worked a deal so that there are no fees. And so if you want to get contracted to sell USA Health plans, there is no fee involved. Craig is asking, can you request a Sam's Club now, or do you have to wait until after the conference? Nope, you can do it right now. First thing you're going to want to do is get your contracting moving in the right direction. Our certification and training classes will be starting like literally in the next couple of weeks. So I would not wait. In addition, and perhaps most importantly, is you're going to want to lock down the store that you want. And as these stores get gobbled up, they get gobbled up. They're all exclusive to the agent. So once they get assigned, if you wait and say, yeah, I kind of think about it, and well, I'll check in with you around, September or October. I'm just telling you, there's no way you're going to get the store that you want. You're going to end up driving all over the place to try to get a store, and then you're going to be calling me up telling me how you hate it because you got to drive 45 minutes to get the store that you got assigned. So absolutely, yes, you need to get into this, Craig, sooner rather than later. At a minimum, get your store locked down. Training won't start, and get your contracting done. The training itself won't start for another couple of weeks, but that's okay. Last year, if last year is an indication, agents were permitted to enter stores in phases. So the first phase started in late summer, and then each month there was a new phase of agents until the full group of agents was in there literally like November the 1st. So you don't want to wait. You run the risk that A, the store you want isn't there, and then B, you get pushed into a phase that's later and later and later. You're losing out on your opportunity. Veronica says, do you have to get contracted with USA Health plans? Yep. Everything I mentioned is a requirement in order to get access to a store. Yeah. How do you get contracted? It's a good question, Richard. If you look in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, there's a phone number, 888-362-1214. Or an easy thing to do is just send an email to sales@na-insurance.com and let them know you're interested in a Sam's Club store. Ask them for a list of stores in your local area that you would like to work, and you can look at them, make a decision, and they will pre-reserve one for you. Veronica is saying, I currently am contracted with Allstate through another FMO. Do I need to change it to you? Yeah, unfortunately, Veronica. So we are the only FMO that I know of. There may be somebody new this year, but we're the only FMO that I know of for independent agents to be able to get a Walmart or Sam's Club store. Certainly, before you move your contract to us, check with your upline, whoever your upline is currently, and see if if they will, if they have access to the program. But I'm here to tell you, there's not very many of us. The vast majority of the stores are being staffed by Allstate career agents. So we are one of the few independent, maybe the only purely independent FMO that is in this program. So yeah, if you want a store, you got to work through us, or feel free to call your current upline and see if they participate. Most of them don't. Most of them will say no, they are not a participant in it. A lot of them will just send you back to me. Wanda's asking, who do I contact? Again, contact our sales department, 888-362-1214, or sales@na-insurance.com. So the comp you showed was one group of, say, 10 to 15 lives. Yeah, that's exactly right. So if you do this the way I say, then yes, if you have a group and you're doing, say, a 10 to 15 life group, your annualized commission can be as much as $10,000. Yep. That's the beauty of it. Lynette's asking, do you need to be FFM certified? Yep, Borama, you sure do. That is a requirement in order to work a Walmart store. Or a Sam's Club, excuse me, sorry. Cameron is asking, is there only one store per agent? I get asked this all the time. So first of all, stores are exclusive, so only one agent can work that store. But I sometimes get asked, what if I wanted to work 2 stores? Well, let me kind of talk out of both sides of my mouth. The answer is yes, you could, but let me please implore you not to do it. We had a couple people try to do it, and the thing is that Walmart and Sam's Club require the same number of store hours, even if you have multiple stores. So the minimum store staffing is 20 hours a week, at least 3 days. That's not between 2 stores, that's between 1. So if you have 2 stores, well, that means you got to put 20 hours at each. And I will just tell you, it ain't easy to do. I know agents ask me about this all the time, so I'll go back to my original answer. Yes, you absolutely can, but please don't do it. I'm just telling you, if you haven't done one of these before, start with 1. You can always add something in the future if you feel like you have extra bandwidth. It's really, really hard to do. And it's not even, you might say, oh, well, the Sam's Clubs are only 15 minutes away. That's easy. That's not really the issue. It's not driving necessarily. It's really doing a good job of making that store your community marketing hub. So doing that along with everything else you got going on and doing it at 2 stores, just got to tell you, man, it's really, really tough. Now, what I have seen happen that works better than that is a couple of agents teaming up, and you absolutely can do that. So say you and a buddy, you want 2 stores, but you know that you can't run around all the time, so you team up. You guys help each other, work together. That way the stores get staffed appropriately when one of them might be busier than the other. But trying to do 2 stores at the same time is really, really tough. All right. Sorry, I went a little bit over on my usual. I try to keep these things on time, just a minute over. I know you guys probably have more questions. I can't emphasize enough to get started as soon as possible. Call the 800 number, contact your sales department, get your contracting started, get yourself a list of the stores that are in your local community, and make a bunch of money. I hope you found this helpful and informative. That's the conclusion of this training. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.